This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. I am Rajni Jain on behalf of agricultureinformation.com. I'd like to welcome you all to this online meeting. Please take a moment to review the guidelines for this online meeting posted in the chat window. I now request the moderator, Mr. Lakshmipati, to introduce the speaker and start the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rajini. Good evening, everyone. I am Lakshmipati. I will be moderating this meeting. Agricultureinformation.com likes to welcome to this meeting Dr. Pankaj Sharma, the plant pathologist at Punjab Agriculture University, Ludhiana, Punjab. Dr. Pankaj Sharma will be speaking on the topic Sesame production in India and factors affecting its production diseases. I now request the speaker to begin.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati ji. So, welcome everyone and good evening. I am having the responsibility to introduce the topic, the Sesame production in India and its limitations, and particularly with reference to the diseases. If you will see oil consumption, I have already discussed these things in other lectures also. What is the scenario of the oil and oil seeds? How much it has been changed? If we see total consumption of the oil, edible oil, we can say particularly, it has been increased from 2.3 metric ton to 25 metric ton. See the huge jump from 1972 to 74 to 1990 and 2001 at presently. So this is a huge jump, and in last 1 decade also it has increased a little bit also more. We can say 26-27 metric ton. So from where it is all is coming up from? It is coming from different oilseed crops like rapeseed, groundnut, cotton, and earlier it was only 4% other oilseeds were placing in this section. But as the consumption was increasing, from where it will come? It has come from the palm. Huge share has been come from the palm oil, as we can see here. Groundnut, it has reduced. Obviously, if palm is increased, percentage wise, they have increased, but actual quantity wise, they have increased. All the oils has been increased. The cotton oil is increased to 6% of the total consumption. It was 10% of 2.3 means 0.2 metric ton. Now it has come around 6%, around 0.8, 4 times cotton seed oil has been increased, around 8%. So if we see other crops which were in minor portion, they have increased their portion. So sunflower, it has come to 8%. Soybean, it has come to 21%. Okay, and palm, and mostly palm, we are not producing that much palm. We are importing Malaysia, Indonesia, all those countries. We are importing them. That things are, So in general, we can see how much oil consumption has been increased, and how it is increasing. Yes, because our purchasing power are improving. Okay, lifestyle are changing, or you can say it has been improved than earlier. So oil is quality oil is a demand of in every family. So that's why it is increased to that portion. Okay, if we will see the sesame, the til, we already know it til, and other names are also here for this. Til is known as in Hindi, Malaya, Punjabi, Assamese, Bengali, Marathi. We all know it as a til, and in English it is sesame, the Sesamum indicum. Yes, this is our indigenous crop. If you see, sunflower, it is important. It is means native of the America, Southern America. So it has been introduced in India somewhere in 90s. 85, 80s or 90s, it was introduced in India. And mustard, Indian mustard, yes, that is our native. And similarly, sesame is also our native crop. So we should be proud that yes, we have such a good crops as our native crops. So, and we know it is in a til in many languages, tal in Gujarati, and it is known as nuvulu, manchi nuvulu in Telugu, and ellu in Tamil and Malayalam, Kannada, tilla or pitratrapana in Sanskrit, in rasi in Odia language, we know it. So all over the India, and in almost every state, we are growing the sesame. Because what is the quality? Sesame oil seed contain around 50% of the oil. 50% is the oil, and 25% is the protein, and 15% is the carbohydrate. So it is an oil-rich seed crop. Oil-rich seed it is having the. And what are the other uses? It is used in baking. Baking industry, candy making, other food industries, sesame you will find everywhere. You know the Burger King, the famous Burger King, the till is everywhere on this. We know all those things. If we go in detail, because till is a very common part of our lifestyle, and because it is an integral part of many of our religious rituals in our culture. Till is used in many of the from just birth of the child to last rituals of the person. So it is used in cooking, salad, okay, and, because it contains 40% oleic and 40% linoleic acid. So this is a good oil, we can say. And sesame fried foods are having long shelf life, while it contains the antioxidant, which is called as sesmol. It is a very important antioxidants. That's why sesame oil, if we blend it in other oils, it gives improves the shelf life. Otherwise, rancidity will be there in many of the oils. So till oil, it lasts for a longer time. So this oil is also used for the making of the soap, paints, perfumes, pharmaceuticals, and those all industries are also using it. Sesame oil is excellent high quality protein, and it is in poultry and livestock. So means I suppose some of you are from the industry, so you know how important it is in feed and the soap and paint, perfume, pharmaceuticals industries. So it is good in vitamins because it is antioxidant property. So vitamin E, it is a very good vitamin antioxidant present in the sesame. Besides it, very important thing, calcium. If you see the calcium present in the sesame, you will surprise. It is better than any other calcium source. So it is a very good source of the calcium. So, and it is a best substitute for the mother's milk, especially in case of the milk allergy. The persons having the milk allergy history in a family, so it is a good source for the mother's milk. So it is a tryptophan. It is used in a cosmetic industry. The tryptophan, very good compound which the industries are using. And oil used is as a base for the Ayurvedic preparations. So we know it's Indian origin as Ayurvedic preparations. Ayurveda is also origin of India, so it is an integral part there also. So sesame, this as we talked about the tryptophan, lignans. Lignans are also very good compound found in the sesame, and they are having the antioxidant effect on the human body. So that's why it is good for our heart also. So there is a proverbs like til se dil and til dil. So why? Because it supports or it helps for the good. It is good for the heart health also. See, here is a just we have seen on the first slide, per capita consumption of the edible oil in India. So from 10 to 18, almost doubled. Approximately it is doubled. So if our import, it is increased here. You can see, because we are not producing that much. There are so many constraints. If we will see, if we see that where sesame is growing, earlier I told you that almost every state of India, it is producing the sesame, and it's the mostly the main crop of the Kharif season. And Kharif season, there are a lot of challenges, weeds, insects, diseases, they all are there. So due to those reasons, the yields are fluctuating. Diseases like phyllodes and dry root rot, they are very devastating. If they are there, means it won't be having any production of the seed. They won't, seed will not be there. And seed sources, because seed multiplication rate is very slow in case of sesame, because this is the crop in a rain-fed areas mostly. Sesame, Kharif, that too, where the irrigation facilities are not there. So yields are very much fluctuating. Competitive crops, if the main agriculture zones are there, it is not competing with the maize and paddy. Due to that, it's low productivity. What is the productivity? See, we are having the maximum area in India. India is having highest producer. India ranks first with around 16, 17 lakh hectare area, and approximately 6.5 to 7 lakh tons production. That much is there, but our productivity is very low as compared to other part of the world. So this is the main thing, because it is submarginal land, as I told you, it is produced mostly in the submarginal lands due to its low yield. So main farmers, they are not interested in this crop. Those are resourceful and they are good facilities for irrigation. So they want some other crops which are fetching the more prices. So sesame is unable to compete there due to its little low yield in India. So if you see the state-wise, which state is means growing the sesame, West Bengal West Bengal state has come just like anything. It has increased. It has increased area from nothing to major crop of West Bengal. Approximately.
Slide may not moving. Slide.
Yeah. Just I am just waiting, holding there. So yeah. As I was telling that major area coming in West Bengal, UP, MP, they are the states where it is coming like anything. Okay, as we are talking about the problems, if we see what are the major problems, yes, one is the yield. It is not coming. We are not having that much such varieties which are giving competitive yield to the maize and paddy, and we can say pigeon pea, just like those crops. So what we are getting, other issues also, like phyllodes and dry root rot. I'm mentioning here, very important diseases. If these two problems we will be able to solve, we will increase at least 15 to 20% yield increase in the case of sesame, which will be very good for the many of the farmers. You see the diseases, it is a phytophthora blight. It is one of the disease which is forming water soaked kind of patches, and all the leaves will become losing its turgidity. They are not that turgid, they are losing its turgidity, and it gives the blighting appearance as all the leaves are blighted. So first losing the turgidity and then the blighting, browning of the leaves and the blighting of the leaves. So how we can manage it? Yes, deep summer plowing, because phytophthora is a mycetes pathogen. It forms the spores which last for many years in the soil. So if we will bury them deep by plowing during the summer, so they will not be able to come out and attack the crop. Improve drainage, because high moisture, if standing moisture will be there, standing water will be there, the disease attacks more. But it gives chance for the germination of the propagules in a soil. Crop rotation, because as I told you that it remains in a soil for many years. The pathogenic propagules remain in a soil for many years, so they are over seasoning there. Yes, those propagules transfer with the seed also. So we use the disease-free seeds, and intercropping we can use with the pearl millet. Okay, because pearl millet they help in managing the disease. Use tolerant varieties like TKG 21, 22, 55, TJS, JTS 8, AKT 64. These are the varieties which show some tolerance against the phytophthora disease. So yes, because it is soil borne, so seed treatment is the one of the important method to control the disease. So metalaxyl based fungicide like Apron and Ridomil, okay, general fungicides Haram and carbendazim we can use, and there are biological control agents like Trichoderma and Bacillus, which can also be applied as a seed treatment to manage this disease. If diseases crop is there and we have applied other things, even though disease is coming, so we can apply, do the drenching of the cover choridomil at regular intervals 2 to 3 times, and we can spray with the metalaxyl based fungicides like Ridomil MZ, alternatively with the copper oxychloride, and at regular intervals, means 10 to 15 days interval, we can apply them. So that will help us in reducing the severity of the disease and its spread, further spread. So next comes the stem and root rot. Yes, it is a major problem. Pathogen is the Macropomena physiolina, and it is a major pathogen in the kharif crops. Many of the crops, not only sesame, but many of the crops. So what it is doing, it is appearing as a brown, means browning of the stem. From the lower side, it starts browning of the stem, and at the ground level becomes black and extends upward. From ground to it goes upward. Black dots appear on the infected stem also. So we have seen that not only the continuous growth, spots we also find, and we have also isolated them in our laboratories here. And then plant is wilted, because the root area, collar region of the plant is infected. It won't be able to survive later on. So it affects the whole plant and it wilt them. Affect plants show wilting at ground level, and there forms the black spots, grayish and blackish kind of growth we also see there, and it is called as pycnidia. Pycnidia is the fungus, means the spores of the fungus. That's why it is called charcoal. Means it is charcoal-like appearance is there in a collar region. Forest management, yes, crop rotation and deep summer plowing, because it is soil-based pathogen. So for all soil-based pathogens, we need to do summer plowing, deep summer plowing, and the crop rotation. Disease-free seeds, because small propagules are there, so they easily go with the seed also. So disease-free seeds or the seed from the disease-free area should be preferred for the next season. And intercropping with the moth bean can be used for the management of this disease or to reduce the severity of the disease. And the tolerant varieties, yes, we don't have any complete resistant variety for this disease. So we can have RT46, 54, 103, 125, 127 as a tolerant genotypes and varieties, and TKG 55 and JTS 8, MT75 and the Nirmala varieties, we can prefer over others where the severity of this disease is more in the area. Seed treatment with the biological control agents or the carbendazim fungicide we can use. And best is if some plants are there, destroy them, because otherwise they will increase the propagules in the soil, and further Pycnidia will infect other plants. And if small spot correction we can do by drenching the thiram or carbendazim in 1:1 ratio, particularly carbendazim at the regular intervals, and irrigate field to avoid stress condition. This pathogen prefer high temperature and water stress. If these two conditions are there, so its severity will increase and its spread will be very fast. So two conditions we have to avoid. Field should not be water stressed, and it should be water stressed, particularly in the time of high temperature. But in Kharif, we have both the conditions. If there is a spell when there is no rain, so we should irrigate the field to avoid this disease in the field. That's why if we are not having the facility for irrigation, this disease is one of the serious issues in the region. Another disease is the bacterial blight. Okay, and it forms the water-soaked lesions, and it increases. And as it increases, it turns brown, and the leaf will become blighted. And due to this blightening, yes, if more severity is there, so yield will be reduced. And very good treatment, hot water treatment. Treat the seeds with hot water for 10 minutes at 52 degrees centigrade. So it is a very basic and very effective management for this disease. And antibiotics like agromycin and streptocycline, we can treat them and treat the seeds. And similarly, streptocycline spray we can do with the copper oxychloride. Okay, if disease is coming, immediately we should start this spray. Similarly, leaf spot is a Cercospora leaf spot. It is caused by Cercospora sesame. Like the other spots, it starts with the small spots, and then they merge and forms the bigger spots. But typically in Cercospora, it is a grayish center is there. In a center, it is a gray, and margins are dark brown. So due to this, leaves will defoliate, and if this disease will be in capsules, they will open early and they will shatter, and that's why it reduces the yield very fast. So for this disease, yes, early planting is preferred for the management of this disease. Follow the intercropping with the pearl millet, and seed treatment definitely with the carbendazim, and tolerant varieties TKG 21, and spray with the mancozeb. And this, because it is a contact to fungicides, and this pathogen, the spot pathogens, they can be very easily managed by the contact fungicide like mancozeb. But we have to do 2 to 3 sprays at regular intervals. Again, a very devastating disease, the phyllodes. It is, I think I missed the photograph. Phyllodes is caused by the phytoplasma. Even we are not very much clear in the science that what is the reason for this phyllodes disease. Okay, but it destroy the all floral part. Floral part become leafy. Otherwise, sesame flowers are white or little purplish kind of flowers. But due to this disease, it becomes green, and there is no seed set. Nothing is a flower part. All are leafy. Sab kuch leaf ban gaya. Everything is leafy. So that's it devastates. Its presence or its incidence reduce. Means if other diseases, its severity will affect the disease yield. But here, if it is at inflorescence, the whole inflorescence will be having no seed. So if at early stages it is coming, so whole plant will be without any seed. So what we should do, this pathogen actually, it is a phytoplasma. It cannot go its own to other plants. It needs a vector, the insect vector. So jacids are the insect vectors. They suck the sap and they go to other plant and they suck there, and with that they release the phytoplasma into them. So that in that way they are spreading the disease in whole field or nearby fields. So if you find, is there any means plant with the disease symptom, immediately you uproot it. Only management, perfect management for this is uproot the plant. So when the crop is coming to the flowering stage, visit the field regularly. We should visit the field regularly. That's if you find one or two plants, immediately uproot them, because those are the source of inoculum to the whole of the field, whole of the area even. And we can use yes, we can little delay the planting, because with the delay the pathogen, the vector of the this pathogen, it cannot survive at that time. So we will delay it, so vector will not be available for longer time, so our crop will be safe. And we can use the JT21, Shweta, Rama, and Sekhar as a tolerant variety, where we find incidence of this disease little less. Or we can use application of any insecticide which can control the jacid, because that is the vector. Disease is not going its own, so we can manage the vector by spraying neem oils and dimethoate or a combination of them. But we should do at 10 days interval regularly, 2-3 times, so that we can manage the disease in a field itself. So these are the some of the diseases. If we will able to manage them properly, definitely, particularly two diseases, phyllodes and the dry root rot, we can increase at least 8 to 15% yield in affected areas. So yeah, here I some of the things.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Pankaj Sharma, for an excellent presentation and talk. I now request the participants to ask their questions. We'll also be posting the speaker's contact details in the chat window. Now, participants, please start asking your questions. The first question coming from Mr. Mati. You have any questions?
No, sir. No.
No, thank you. Mr. Vijay Kumar, any questions? No question. Mr. Nayan Mohanty? No question. Mr. Suraj Sebastian? Okay, no questions coming forth. I think the talk has been very clear about the subject, and any questions coming up later also can be directed to the speaker using the contact details of the speaker being given in the chat window. Now is the time to close, and I request the participants to write to the speaker if there are any questions coming up later also. I'd like to thank now the speaker, Dr. Pankaj Sharma, on behalf of Agriculture Information, for taking his time to speak with us. I now request the organizer of the meeting, Ms. Rajini Jain, to please close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati.
Thank you, Mr. Lakshmipati. I'd like to thank the speaker, Dr. Pankaj Sharma, for taking the time to talk with us. I also like to thank all the participants for their time. The meeting will now be closed.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.